One ancient hum dissolves calcified deposits in your pineal gland. Not a metaphor. Nitric oxide biology. Your pineal gland is calcified. Not maybe, not probably, almost certainly. By age 40, 70% of adults show measurable calcification on CT scans. That number climbs past 80% by 55. In the next 60 seconds, you'll learn the exact humming technique. Then I'll show you what dissolves inside your skull on day 1, day 3, and day 7. Here is the practice. Sit upright, spine long, lips barely parted, teeth slightly separated. Plug both ears with your index fingers. Inhale fully through your nose. On the exhale, hum. Low, sustained. Feel it in your skull, not your throat. That's Bhramari. That's the entire physical instruction. 3 minutes daily. That hum is now doing chemistry inside your head. The mechanism explanation. Here's what's happening at the cellular level. Your paranasal sinuses, the hollow chambers behind your nose and cheekbones, produce nitric oxide at baseline. It's a continuous low-level output, normal physiology, unremarkable, until you hum. Bhramari humming amplifies that nitric oxide production by 15 times. Not a modest increase. 15 times. That's the finding from the Lundberg and Weitzberg research out of the Karolinska Institute. Peer-reviewed, replicated, cited in respiratory physiology literature for over 2 decades. That gas doesn't stay in your nose. Nitric oxide is a signaling molecule. It diffuses. Through the cribriform plate, the perforated bone at the skull base, it enters the vascular territory of the pineal gland. The pineal sits in the geometric center of the brain. It has the second highest blood flow per gram of tissue in the human body, after the kidney. It receives everything the blood carries, including nitric oxide. Now, the mineral blocking your pineal is called hydroxyapatite, the same mineral that forms kidney stones, the same mineral that calcifies coronary arteries. Nitric oxide dissolves hydroxyapatite through the same vasodilatory pathway cardiologists have studied for 40 years. It's not a new mechanism. It's a known mechanism applied to an overlooked gland. Think of your pineal like a lighthouse covered in barnacles. The light still works, but the barnacles scatter the beam. Bhramari dissolves the barnacles. That's not poetry. That's chemistry with a 3,000-year delivery system. The Karolinska data validates the mechanism. The biochemistry of hydroxyapatite dissolution validates the outcome. Both are in the peer-reviewed record. The first objection is always, does the calcification return? Yes, slowly, over years. Hydroxyapatite accumulates across decades of fluoride exposure, chronic inflammation, and disrupted circadian cycles. It does not return in days. 3 minutes of Bhramari daily outpaces the accumulation rate. You're not fighting a losing battle. You're outrunning it. The rate of dissolution exceeds the rate of redeposition when the protocol is consistent. Nitric oxide also suppresses NF-κB signaling, the inflammatory transcription factor that drives hydroxyapatite nucleation in soft tissue. Chronic low-grade inflammation is the initiating event in pineal calcification. Bhramari's nitric oxide output doesn't just dissolve existing deposits, it inhibits the molecular signal that creates new ones. You're interrupting the mechanism upstream, not just clearing the residue downstream. You don't need to become a monk. You don't need an ashram. You don't need any equipment, any supplement, any clinical appointment. 3 minutes. Eyes closed, lips barely parted, index fingers in your ears. That's the entire prescription. The ancient texts called it a sadhana, a daily practice. The word translates closer to discipline than ritual. The distinction matters. Your doctor won't tell you this. Not because it's wrong, because there's no pharmaceutical product to sell you after the prescription. Nitric oxide biology is well documented in cardiology, in respiratory medicine, in neurovascular research. The application to pineal calcification sits in the gap between disciplines. No one owns that gap. No one profits from closing it. You're reading the map they never assembled.